Well, hello and welcome to the studio, the world famous Mermaid Lounge, for another episode of Free Beer with Charlie. Hi everybody, glad you could join us. Hope everybody's doing good today. Charlie, you doing all right?
Yeah, it's a little hazy, a little dreary out today, but we're glad everybody's here with us. We hope you're sitting by the fire, keeping warm. It's getting that time of year again where I still love the sun.
Hey, we're glad you could join us, though. By the way, if you have any comments or suggestions for us, please leave us a note or send us an email. We really appreciate that.
With all the negatives in the world today, Big Al and I just want to stress to our free beer community that, you know, we're all in this together. With the times the way they are, you know, we've got good friends, we've got good times, we've got great memories, and of course we've got great beer. So what we want to do today is a good friend of ours, Kent Inn out of Illinois. He's part of the brew crew there. He turned us on a couple weeks ago to a beer that we just were able to get a hold of, and we're excited to bring this story to you. It's all about sharing, giving, and the great things that America's still doing.
This must be the beer you've been talking about.
Yes, this is.
Awesome.
Now what this is Reisch Gold Top, originally coming out of Springfield, Illinois.
What do you mean originally?
Well, that's the interesting part about this story. The original brewery in Springfield started in 1849, and they were the longest running brewery in the state of Illinois.
Wow.
The brewery, surviving multiple prohibition events in the 19th and 20th century by making things like bricks, near beer, brake pads, soda, and ice cream. Now, the brewery officially closed in 1966 due to competition from the other larger national brewers that were at that time.
So Charlie, what brought the beer back?
Ed Reisch, the last official brewmaster of the brewery, he was about to turn 100 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So George, his son, who actually had just retired from Anheuser-Busch, he thought, you know what? What if we brought this beer back for Dad's 100th birthday, where Dad could have the first official beer of the Gold Top brought back?
That would be great.
Check out this and other beers at freebeerwithcharlie.com.
So, Charlie, are they back in production in Springfield, Illinois?
Actually, no. Ed, several years ago, sat down with his son George because Ed had the original Gold Top recipe in his head.
Oh, okay.
So what George did is he sat down with Ed and got word for word the whole process of the beer from start to finish.
So then they started making beer again.
Well, the original thought was, with Ed's 100th birthday coming up, what they thought is they would find a brewery where they could take the original recipe, work with them, produce it, and do a batch for the Springfield community and to commemorate Dad's 100th birthday.
Just do one batch.
Just do one batch.
So after the first batch was made, then what happened?
Well, what they did, their hope was, and it worked out for them, they did a big kickoff, they celebrated it with Ed, they had commemorative glasses, it was a big ordeal. Everybody was excited, the town was excited, Springfield just went crazy, and the beer disappeared. So
there was a demand for it?
Yes. I mean, that first batch was gone, they sold it.
Wow, so then they had to...
They said, I got a quote from George that said, well, if they keep buying it, we'll keep making it.
Okay, so Charlie, you're saying they're back in production in Springfield, Illinois?
Well, Big Al, actually not. What happens is they found a brewery in Potosi, Wisconsin that agreed to brew the beer for them.
Oh, okay.
Now, the agreement between the Reisch family and the brew crew was that all the profits, every penny, would go to charitable organizations in the Springfield, Illinois area.
Well, that's great.
Yes. So Big Al, what do you think about the label?
I mean, it's retro. It's really a classic look.
Oh yeah, I love what they did with using the old style label, the old
antique white.
Yeah, the antique white. And what's awesome about it is it tells on the back a little bit of the story, and I encourage you guys to get a hold of this. And it tells about the charitable organization and how that all works. It tells a little history of the beer. And I thought this was cool. It talks about the Kreuzen Lager.
What's a Kreuzen Lager?
Well, what I found out is when the beer's fermenting, it gets to a point that it's almost completed fermentation, and then what they do is they make a smaller batch and literally pour on the top of that. And what it does is it injects that fresh yeast, and so what it does is it gives the beer a clean, smooth finish. Well, Big Al,
It's that time, isn't it?
it's that time. I can't wait to crack this one
All
open.
right.
Try it. It's gonna be hard for me not to pour you more this time. I'm so excited and so thirsty.
It's a little cloudy.
Yeah, it's a tinge cloudy.
Yeah, good looking
I
beer.
was gonna say, good looking beer though. What do you think of the smell?
From a pleasant to unpleasant. You know, we quit reminding people that all beers have either somewhere between a fart and a flower. A smell.
Yeah,
This doesn't have a whole lot of aroma to it.
not really. It's kind of a sweet smell though.
Mm-hmm. It's certainly not unpleasant at all. Maybe give it a 1.
Yeah, I think a 1. Let's try her and see what she...
All right.
Wow.
Ooh, that's nice and smooth.
Man, that's a good beer.
Yes, that has some real flavor to it. I mean, you know, it's a lager.
It's a lager, but it's got a lot of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
You suppose from that krausening, that process?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I'm not familiar with that enough to...
I think that's a good beer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this beer, I think this is a wonderful beer. I think the drinkability is high on this. I think hot summer day, I don't think we could stop drinking this beer.
You could drink this.
Yeah.
You could drink several of these.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what do you think on overall?
Well, first of all, what about the flavor? Are we giving that a sweetness of maybe 1?
Yeah,
Just
I'd say.
typical-
Yeah, I'd say it's a typical
beer like you'd
sweetness.
expect. Yeah.
But the flavor is what I can't get over. It's not a typical lager. There's body.
It has
Is that a
something
good
to it
word?
there.
Yeah, there's a good body to it.
Yeah.
But the drinkability is high on this one.
But overall rating, I mean, it's not amazingly unique.
No,
Maybe just a 3.
I'd say a 3 overall.
If it was based on the history story, I'd give it a 5.
Oh yeah,
it's
huge
great.
5.
Yeah.
The story behind this, the family, the heritage, you know, I just the legacy alone with,
Yeah.
you know, I think this is such a wonderful story this time of year, and the fact that they're giving everything back.
Yeah.
I think that's highly commendable to the local community, to our community.
That's true.
I think it's fantastic.
It's a great beer.
It is a great beer. We can't thank Kent enough for turning us on to this.
Yes, thank you.
All of our community out there, anybody else got any projects like this going on, please let us know. So Big Al, here's to God, guns, and rock and roll.
Amen.
Amen.
And don't forget, I'm Big Al.
I'm Charlie.
Until next time.
So what was I saying?
I'm not sure.
It's like, nobody knows what you're saying this whole time.
You're not even sure what you're going to say.
What are you doing?
Hello, everybody. What? Hang on, let me do it again.
We've got good friends, good people, good times, and good beer. And we just, you know, we can't stress you enough, you know.
We can't stress you enough.
With all the negatives in the world today, you know, Big and Al. Big and Al? Big
Be
and Al?
sure you spread that out so it doesn't sound like Big Gal.
Now, the brewery survived multiple prohibition events in the 19th and 20th century by making things like bricks, near beer.
Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper.
And don't forget, I'm Big Al.
I'm Charlie.
Until next time.
I'm doing the paddle wave. You might want to do that again.